We have 62 NMOs and have already voted. Ivan Quebec, do you have any issues?
No, sorry about that.
Okay. Chile, I have sent the credentials to you once again, so check your email and use the credentials that I have just sent and see if it works now.
Mr. Chile, are you sure you're using the correct link?
Yes, I'm sure. I'm trying with the link sent into my email.
Okay, perfect.
Also, Kamsakatar, Amsi, Ireland, and Metsa, Rwanda, let me know if the issues have been solved.
Okay, so who is still having issues? I see Metsa Rwanda.
Let me resend your credentials and see if that works. Run that. Let me know if you still have problems.
I received new credentials. Let me try again.
Great.
Meanwhile, everyone, please log on NemoVote, and Omar, if you can take the roll call, that would be great.
Okay, I'm going to be taking the roll call right now. Please make sure that you're online on email.
Okay, Metzar got the issue resolved. I hope everyone else was able to vote in the meantime, and Amin, can you make me host now? And Omar, let us know when you're done with the roll call.
Yes, I'm just taking it for animals with voting rights. Okay, the roll call has been recorded, so start whenever you're ready.
Perfect.
We have 68 animals with voting rights online.
Okay. I believe that is a form, so we can proceed. You can share a screen. Well,
Yes, I'm on it.
is IFMSA Panama OC representative here?
Do you see the slides?
Yep. Okay, so we can go to the next ones. Okay, so for today's plenary, well, first of all, welcome to the fourth plenary 4, which is not officially the 4th session, but that's how we name it. Our agenda for today is presentation of the 17th August meeting General Assembly in Panama, adoption of changes of status of national member organizations, admission of new national member organizations, election of IFMSA AB for the term 21-22, special election of interim IFMSA officials 2021, special election of IFMSA Supervising Council for the term 19-21, and election of host organization for the 71st General Assembly. The first point is the presentation of the 17th August meeting General Assembly in Panama. So are some representatives here? We're playing the presentation. But it would be good if you're already joining so that you can answer questions after.
We have one representative from Panama here.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna do the same thing as last time. Let me share the screen. So okay, so let's see if this works well. Is the sound clear? And the video, I mean, it is quick, so it's like shaky. That's fine. Okay, so I'll make this up.
dear FMSIans, welcome to the Hotel de Panama, the venue for the next August meeting 2021 in Panama. Let me show you a bit.
To ensure that there are no crowds or long lines upon arrival at the hotel, the registration for our August meeting is going to be completely online and contactless.
Welcome to the August meeting 2021. I'm gonna talk about the three types of events we're working on. We have Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. Alpha is all presentially, Beta is hybrid, and Gamma is all virtual. I'm gonna talk about the event that we're working on most. I'm gonna talk about Beta. Beta is going to consist in up to 8 delegates presentially, alumni members, honorary members, sessions team, plenary team, CCC, subco, and observers here presentially. And there will no limits in virtual delegates. Gamma is all virtual.
As of early March 2021, Panama has already vaccinated over 190,000 of its citizens. This means most, if not all, healthcare workers are already vaccinated. We're moving into phase 2 of the vaccination process, which means over 60-year-old patients and chronically ill patients will be included in this vaccination program. We have estimated that for August, over 1.5 million of its citizens will be vaccinated. Also, the OC has been working alongside the Ministry of Health to ensure specific measures for health. This includes mask usage, alcohol gel, temperature checks, and COVID testing for any needs.
We have more than 25 meeting rooms like this,
with capacity for 10 to 500 people.
Amenities, food and drinks are included.
Available for animal hours, president sessions, and field meetings.
Hi, now virtual interactive platform. It is integrated to our website. Connect and transmit sessions, plenary, team event, workshop, and more. You will be able to interact during the sessions and have technical support by the OC. As you can see in the home options, we will have a schedule, live streams, networking, exhibitions, poster, and a social wall where you can post photos and leave messages to any delegates, sponsors, and speakers.
Virtual Expo. This is ideal for IFMSA exchanges fair, activities fair, cultural, and more. Live streaming with face-to-face event in Panama and also interaction between face-to-face and virtual delegates will be possible. This will have features such as exhibitions where all of the stands will have the option to chat with people who visit the stands. A schedule where participants will be able to find the activities that will be held with a brief explanation and the links. And networking where the profile of each participant will be found where they can place their data and profile photos. And also posters with summaries of the activities can be posted.
Regarding to the Visa Commission, all visas will be handled by the Chancellery of the Republic and the OC through the registration page to maintain a personalized procedure. Since we have the contact of the National Chancellery of the Republic, we'll attend the pertinent solutions regarding visas as a priority. In addition, we consider that it is of the utmost importance that the protocols that must be followed when making the trip to Panama are known, which are listed below. Regarding the progress of the Visa Commission, we have carried out activities such as the preparation of a table in which all the data concerning the embassies of the diplomatic corps of Panama and the embassies of Panama abroad can be found. Also proceeded to approach the ambassadors in a personalized way in order to involve them in the events, such as presenting it to them, including them in cultural nights, and requesting sponsorships of any kind for their respective delegations.
Hey people, as you're probably aware, the AGOS meeting consists of 3 separate sections, the pre-GA, the General Assembly, and the post-GA. And regarding these ones, there are some very important dates that you need to keep in mind. Starting with the pre-GA, you have a registration deadline of June 1st. Until June 1st, you can enter the pre-GA, which will run from July 28th to July 31st. Now for the General Assembly, which will be running from August 1st to August 7th, you have 2 registration deadlines, the early registration and late registration. For the early, you have May 15th, and for the late, you have June 15th. Both May early, June late, 15th on both, okay? And the post-GA will run from August 7th to August 11th. So, you got all that? I hope so. See you soon.
As we all know, this year we are celebrating the 70th anniversary of IFMSA. And what better way to celebrate than the Panamanian style? If you decide to join us, we will have days of fun in the sun at our crystal water sandy beaches. Get the opportunity to witness one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Panama Canal. Enjoy our summer weather with culture-filled walks and bar hopping at our historical district, Casco Viejo. As the sun sets, the party will start in multiple rooftops with breathtaking views of the ancient and modern Panama City. If you are adventurous enough, the cozy coffee shops and restaurants of the Panamanian Highlands will be waiting for you, where the finest coffees in the world are grown and produced. The Panamazing experience is something you need to experience.
Panamá es la que es.
Panamá es la que es. Panamá es la que es.
Panamá es la que es.
Panamá es la que es.
Panamá es la que es.
That's a very nice presentation. And FYI, to my knowledge, if you have copyrighted material for maybe 10 seconds, it does not get flagged on YouTube. So we should be okay with that last song. But do we have the OC here now in the call?
Yes.
Hey, Martin. Okay, so if you have any questions for the OC, please raise your hands. We'll take a couple of questions here live, if there are a lot of questions, and we'll just collect all the rest, and OC will answer afterwards. So IFMSA Poland, and don't forget, type your question in chat as well.
Yes, I will type it right afterwards. I just, can I say it first and then type it? Is it okay?
Of course, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, hi, IFMSA Poland. Nicole, thank you for your presentation. I wanted to ask about the security protocol you had about a negative COVID-19 PCR at least 48 hours maximum before arriving to Panama. What I like to ask about this is because when it comes to Poland, so the travel time, to be honest, is between 17 up to 32 hours of travel, and taking into account possible delays, it's getting pretty close to 48 hours. So I just wanted to make sure, is it a regulation that if you don't have this test, you cannot enter Panama, or is it your protocol for us to be safe? Thank you.
Okay, do we have any further questions? Medicine Sudan?
Hello, this is Natsun Sudan. Can you elaborate? First of all, thank you so much for the presentation. I would ask, can you elaborate more on the visa requirements and if there's any efforts done to ease the process more for the students? Thank you.
Okay, do you have any further questions? Not bad. Okay, Martin, did you get all the questions?
Yes, I have the two questions.
Okay, perfect. You can reply whenever you want.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for see our presentation. We really create with a lot of love for you, and thank you, Poland, for your question. Okay, it's I think the normal protocol for enter on Panama the COVID-19 test PCR in the last 48 hours. But don't worry, if you don't have, you can do this PCR test in our international airport, in Tocumen Airport. I mean, if you have more than 48 hours of flight, maybe you can do this PCR test in your country for be maybe the more sure that you are negative. And when you arrive on Panama, the OC provide you the PCR test for enter. No, don't have any problem with that. Yes, and the second question about the visas. Okay, Panama have a lot of troubles for visas for maybe for any tourism, but you know are any tourism, you are a special guest, and it's so different because you are medical students. We come for a special event, on a specific event. You have an invitation letter, so the Vice President for External Affairs in Panama. I mean, it's tell to us that only need the name, the country, and the passport, and we provide you an official letter. And with this official letter, we continues all the process for visas. So don't worry.
Okay, Mr. Poland, did you have a follow-up?
No, but a different question.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask, when it comes to being vaccinated, is there anything so far that your country or is implementing when it comes to being vaccinated? Any easier way to travel maybe, or are you maybe waiting for possible changes in this matter?
Okay, Panama receive for each week maybe 7,000 of doses of vaccine for Pfizer. So with this ring, we really want to the government thing that for August we vaccinate more than 1 million persons, citizens from Panama. So yes, we really think that all the vaccination process will continue. These are good for the event in general. I answer your question, Poland. Yes.
I wanted to maybe I can change it a bit. I meant when you are vaccinated, is it enough, or do you still have to have a test? Like, does your country's government say that, okay, if you have a vaccine, 2 doses of Pfizer or whatever, is it enough, or do you still have to get tested? Like, is there a change maybe, or are you maybe still waiting for some kind of change? You don't need a test, that's what I mean.
Okay, yes, sorry, but for all the protocols and for the biosecurity in general, we really need a PCR test, maybe for enter to the country. And when you stay in the event, no, it's obligatory that you need to do a PCR inside the event. But if you have any symptoms or something like that, the OC provide you a PCR test. It's not obligatory for everyone, but yes, it's obligatory for enter the country in the international airport. But inside the event, only the symptomatic persons or symptomatic delegates.
Okay, and FMC Joe will take your question as last one.
Hey, this is Salah from Jordan. I just want to check, you said that we can make the test in your international airport. So if I tested positive in your international airport, what are the procedures?
Well, the correct procedure are to need to ensure that if you have COVID-19 in the past or is the new infection. If it's a new infection, the government of Panama provide you the possible quarantine inside any specific hotel inside the Panama City, and you can take or you can be part of the event in the virtual format. But if a reinfection, we contact to the Gorgas Institute, and maybe you can need to do 3 or 4 days of quarantine, and you'll be part in the virtual format of the event.
Okay, thank you, OC, for joining us and for the presentation. If anyone has any further questions for the OC, you know how to find them, and well, there are many different procedures you can use to ask your questions and resolve all of your concerns. So yeah, Mr. Joe, please send your question as well in the chat. But we are done now with the presentation. Thank you, OC. We're going to move on to our next point of the agenda.
Thank you so much, IFMSA. See you in Panama.
See you. So, agenda point 31, adoption of changes of status of national member organizations and admission of new national member organizations. So, the way this works is that, CCC, correct me if I'm wrong, for all candidate members to accept them, it is a simple majority, but for all upgrades, it is a 2/3 majority. Just to be clear, because candidate members are written a little bit weird. CCC?
Gita from the CCC, you are correct, Neboisha. So a simple majority for candidate members and a 2/3 majority for upgrade.
Okay, thank you. So we are going to be voting on each one separately, unlike the elections for the officials. For organizations, it is a separate vote and it is a motion. So first motion 59, to accept the International Federation of Medical Students Associations Barbados, IFMSA Barbados, as candidate member of IFMSA, proposed by IFMSA EB. Would you like to explain?
IFMSA VP, on the behalf of the EB, would you not want to explain?
Okay, before we go there, I'm sorry, I forgot that there was a speakers list request by the subco. I assume that's the raised hand, James, from subco.
Yes.
Okay, so first we're going to open the speakers list, and then we're going to proceed with the motion itself. So is there anyone else that wants to be on the speakers list other than the subco? Okay, Momsik Montenegro. Okay, so first Momsik Montenegro and then subco. The subco requested to be last. Okay, Momsik, you have the floor.
Hi, everyone. Well, I want to kindly ask you not only to hear this, but to fill our statement. Due to IFMSA AB motion, Momsik Montenegro will lose membership. I have obligation to say a few words. Well, Momsik Montenegro has been a member of IFMSA family since 2007. We've been working hard all these years, and we are honored to be part of IFMSA family. We are aware what happened and that we do not finish our obligations on time, but we assure you that such an omission will not happen again. The previous year was challenging and difficult for all the countries in the world. Since the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic, we have actively helping healthcare system. We are not looking for excuse, but I have to take into account that our president previous was not finished our obligations and the time just because all of that. We are aware the laws need to be respected, but the laws also need to be interpreted. The laws are here to be protected, IFMSA, from not active members and to support ones that are active ones. You can see that Momsik Montenegro is active member, and if you visit our social media pages, you will see numerous actions and projects, what we do and what we have done in the future. I hope you will take into account all developments and you will vote against the decision to remove membership of Momsik Montenegro from IFMSA family. I hope we will continue to be part of this big IFMSA family.
Thank you, Momsik. Then we have subco.
Thank you. I'm reading this on behalf of the entire group. Dear NMOs, we applaud the work and dedication put into each candidature. The decision to apply, no matter the position, is never easy and takes a lot of courage and strength. We are very proud to see all these candidates and NMOs that want to show us such commitment to our organization. However, there's another topic we would like to address before the elections. In the past week, we have watched the discussions, debates, and ongoing emails, and as happy as we are that NMOs are active, we are also concerned about the atmosphere and sometimes the unpleasant emails and information we have received. No person or country in the world is perfect. There's probably not a single NMO or member in IFMSA that can confidentially say that their NMO or their work is perfect. We are fully aware of friendships, political issues, and other topics surrounding these elections. However, we're deeply saddened to hear every General Assembly personal attacks, accusations, political statements, lobbying, and block voting. This must come to an end. We cannot be silent towards behaviors against the Federation's values and call upon NMOs to disregard any of these mentioned behaviors within IFMSA to ensure the elections are fair, transparent, and without any external influence. We would like to strongly emphasize that this is no attack against anyone, but a reminder for NMOs to vote upon the candidature based on the motivation, CV, and vision, and not because of personal agenda, propaganda, lobbying, or external factors. To sum up, we wish all the candidates the best of luck. With the upcoming voting happening, we hope that every NMO casts a vote based on their own opinion of what is best for the Federation, putting in mind the IFMSA values and meaning. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Savko. This concludes our statements, our speakers list. And we are going to proceed with the motions. So first up, we're coming back to motion 59. So as Omar is done copying. So to accept International Federation of Medical Associations Barbados as kind of member of IFMSA proposed by IFMSA EP. Would you like to explain?
IFMSA VP, on the behalf of the Executive Board, we do not want to explain.
Okay, do we have a seconder for this motion? IFMSA Pakistan. So do we have any amendments for this motion? IFMSA Pakistan, I assume it's raised hand from the past. Okay, do we have a direct negative for this motion? And Portugal?
Yeah, and in Portugal, we have a direct negative. We would like to see the vote.
Okay, does anyone have an alternative motion? I don't see any. Okay, go to Nemo vote and Blanca, open the vote when you can.
Yeah. So the vote is open now. We have 25 NMOs that have already voted, 43 out of 103 NMOs that have voting rights, 58, 64. We still need a couple of them, 69. 74. And since in the roll call we had 73 NMOs, perhaps we can give 10 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, And I'm closing the vote. And the results are the following ones. We have 65 votes in favor, 10 against, and 3 abstentions.
Okay, and therefore this motion passes by simple majority, and IFMSA Barbados is now candidate member of IFMSA. If you want to clap, you can unmute yourself as well, and just clap, or we can go with reactions. But I can hear Balu approving. Okay, so we are going to proceed. IFMSA Barbados, is someone from IFMSA Barbados present? IFMSA Theo, do you know if someone from IFMSA Barbados is present? Okay, so we're joining in a few minutes. Right. So we're gonna give them the name tag as well, so that they can properly join the plenary. So motion 60 to accept Gabon Medical Students Association, AMG Gabon, as a candidate member of IFMSA, proposed by IFMSA EP. Would you like to explain?
IFMSA VP, on the behalf of the Executive Board, we do not want to explain.
Okay, do we have a seconder for this motion? Metsa Rwanda?
Metsa Rwanda would like to second this motion.
Yeah. Do we have any amendments for this motion? Rwanda, I'm going to assume this is a raised hand from before. We do not have any amendments. Do we have a direct negative? And in Portugal?
Yeah, and in Portugal, I confirm we would like to see the vote.
Okay. Blanca, open your vote, and everyone else please join this one.
Yeah. So I'm Gavin, and the vote should be open now. We have 37 animals that have already voted. "62. You're being quick today, which is nice. 71. "76, and perhaps we can give 10 more seconds. 79. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm closing the vote. Right now we have 81 NMOs that have already voted, and the results are the following ones. We have 73 votes in favor, 2 against, and 6 abstentions.
Therefore, this motion passes by simple majority, and AMG Gabon is now a candidate member of IFMSA.
Woohoo!
Congrats. And we're going to proceed to the next motion. Now, these were applications for candidate membership. Now we're dealing with membership upgrades. So motion 61 to upgrade membership of Medical Students Association of Northern Cyprus, Busan, to full member of IFMSA. And I have a request for a speakers list. I am going to allow it. So who wants to be on a speakers list before we proceed? We have Teams to Cyprus, Anyone else? Okay, Simsa Cyprus, you have the floor.
Hello, everyone. We are grateful for the transparency from the side of IFMSA-ZB about the internal work and the advice they have got from the lawyer of IFMSA, Jørgen Beck Weiss Hansen, the Embassy of Cyprus and Denmark, and the Danish and Cypriot Ministers of Foreign Affairs. Having neutral third parties agree with us on this issue empowered us to fight for what is right. Yet, with IFMSA's current constitution and bylaws, not including a special kind of membership for not UN-recognized territories, which for us in this stage would be the preferred solution, we are not ready to embrace this membership upgrade in a way that will not bring IFMSA's core values into conflict. The reality described in our initial letter, unfortunately, has a lot of tragedy behind it, and it is normal to create negative feelings, but this is what everyone should be aware of and take into consideration concerning our position against granting EMSAN Northern Cyprus a full membership status. We urge all the NMOs to consider the implication of EMSAN being a full member in IFMSA and reject the membership upgrade of EMSAN. We firmly believe that the respect for human rights and international law should be at the forefront of our shared and accepted values in IFMSA. The truth is that it will take willingness for cooperation, good communication, hard work, and collective effort from both sides and IFMSA in order to come up with a solution. We understand the urge of EMSAN to upgrade the status in IFMSA as a full member as soon as possible to enjoy all the privileges of a full membership in IFMSA. This situation is mentally tiring and consumes amounts of time and energy. The details have not been discussed, but we have expressed our interest multiple times about how much we want to be a part of this movement together with EMSAN. Thank you.
Okay. And with that, our speakers list is concluded. We are going to proceed with the motion. So, motion to upgrade membership of Montenegro Student Association Northern Cyprus MSANC to full member of IFMSA, proposed by IFMSA EB. Would you like to explain?
IFMSA VP on the behalf of the EB, we do not want to explain.
Okay, I have two hands raised. I assume they are for seconders. If they're not for seconders, write in chat. So, do we have any seconders for this motion? Okay, we're going to go with Hamsik Hungary.
Hamsik Hungary would like to second this motion. Thank you.
Okay, do we have any amendments? I don't see any. Do we have a direct negative? Simsa Cyprus.
We would like to see about Simsa Cyprus.
Okay, therefore we're proceeding to a vote.
Let's go. And the vote for EMSANC is open. Now you can vote. We have 38 animals that have already voted. 51 out of 103 animals that have voting rights. 60, 65, 72, 77, 78, and perhaps we can give 10 more seconds. 79. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm closing the vote. We have 81 NMOs that have voted, and the results are the following. We have 57 votes in favor, 15 votes against, and 9 abstentions.
Therefore, this motion passes by 2/3 majority, and Sang becomes full member of IFMSA. Congratulations as well. And we have a point of information from the CCC.
This is Gita from the CCC. We have a point of information. Sang now has voting rights.
Okay, and Sang, we need to change that in the list. So before we proceed, a second.
We have Sang here as well.
I'm gonna rename you as well, so you have voting rights. Full member. Okay. So we are proceeding with the next motion. And Sang, from now on, you are also able to vote on the vote platform. If you have any technical issues, do let us know, but hopefully everything is fine. Second. Okay. So moving on, motion 62 to upgrade membership of Ghazis Medical Students Association, IFMSA Afghanistan, to full member of IFMSA, proposed by IFMSA Executive Board. Would you like to explain?
IFMSA VP, on the behalf of the EB, we do not want to explain.
Do we have a seconder? IFMSA Japan?
Yes, IFMSA Japan would second this motion.
Okay. Do we have any amendments? No. Do we have a direct negative? And in Portugal?
Yes, and in Portugal, we have a direct negative. We'd like to see the vote.
Okay, so you know what to do. And Sang, I hope you got your credentials.
Now, opening the vote for Afghanistan to upgrade their membership. Okay, you have the vote open. You should be able to vote. Okay, we have 62 NMOs that have already voted, 69, 72, and 75. Perhaps we can give 10 more seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm closing the vote. We have 80 NMOs that have voted out of 104. And the results are the following. We have 70 votes in favor, 5 against, and 5 abstentions.
Therefore, this motion passes by 2/3 majority, and IFMSA Afghanistan is now full member of IFMSA. Congratulations as well. Okay, I'm going to change your name here.
And I have also added you in the voter list. So from now on, you shall be able to vote in the upcoming votes.
I have information from the CCC.
Ankita from the CCC, as Blanca already mentioned, RMSA Afghanistan now has voting rights.
Thank you. So we're gonna move on. Motion 63 to upgrade membership of Asian Medical Students Association, Kyrgyzstan, Kyrgyzstan to full member of IFMSA, proposed by IFMSA Executive Board. Would you like to explain?
IFMSA VP, on the behalf of the EB, we do not want to explain.
Yeah. Do we have a seconder for this motion? Oh, so many. BMSS Bangladesh. Do we have any amendments for this motion? I don't see any amendments. Do we have a direct negative? And Portugal?
And in Portugal, we have a direct negative. We would like to see the vote.
Okay. Good.
Yep. So the vote for AMSA KG to upgrade their membership is open. You can vote now. So we have 58 NMOs that have already voted out of 105. 66, 73. We're scaling up fast. 74. And 75 and 76. So I will be giving 10 more seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm closing the vote. We have 83 NMOs that have voted, and the results are the following. We have 79 votes in favor, 1 against, and 3 abstentions.
And for this motion also passes by 2/3 majority, and Kyrgyzstan is now a full member of IFMSA. Congratulations as well. Point of information by the CCC.
Gita from the CCC, and the CCC would like to say that AMSA KG now has voting rights.
And you have already been added in NIMA vote, so you should be able to vote from now on.
If you're having any issues with the mobile platform, do let us know, please. And we are going to our final membership upgrade. To upgrade membership of Association of Students in Health Sciences, this is Niger to full member of IFMSA, proposed by IFMSA Executive Board. Would you like to explain?
IFMSA VP, on the behalf of the EB, we do not want to explain.
Okay. Do we have a seconder? AMP Togo. Do we have any amendments? See any? Do we have a direct negative? IFMSA Czech Republic.
Hi, IFMSA Czech Republic, Matej here. We would like to see the vote.
Okay. I assume you don't have an alternative motion. Blanca, you can proceed to vote.
Yeah, let's go for it. And the vote is done, open. Okay, so we have 61 animals that have voted. 67. 74. 78. So I will be giving 10 more seconds for you to vote. 80. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm closing the vote for Niger, for the vote of Niger. And the results are the following. We have 82 NMOs that have voted, and we have 75 votes in favor, 3 against, and 5 abstentions.
Therefore, this motion also passes by two-thirds majority, and SS Niger is a full member of IFMSA. Congratulations. Are they present? No, not. CCC, is your point of information?
Gita from the CCC, could you just give us 30 seconds so we can verify one information, and we will be right back.
Okay, I have 3 hands raised, other than CCC.
Sorry.
Any reason?
Sorry, nope.
Okay. Okay. So CCC is just gonna probably let us know about the voting rights. Yeah. But I'm not sure if they are even present. But still, okay, CCC, are you done? Because I see your hand raised.
10 more seconds.
Okay, perfect. So we're just waiting because we need to add them to the voting list. Because we do not have any other way to secure they're able to vote in case they join in. And Pitogo, you have your hand raised.
We're back. So Niger does not currently have voting rights, as did not submit a CF.
Okay, thank you, CCC, and therefore we're not changing anything in the process. And Pitogo. And Pitogo, I assume the hand is raised for apparent reason right now. Okay, so we are moving on. Motion 65 to terminate the membership of Montenegro Medical Students International Committee, MOMSIG Montenegro, in the International Federation of Medical Students Associations, IFMSA. 4 motions that are related to termination of membership. It is a simple majority vote, and the effect takes, these motions take effect immediately. So this is proposed by the EB. Would you like to explain?
IFMSA VPM. on behalf of EB. This is in accordance to the IFMSA bylaws, which state that if an NMO does not fulfill some of the Annex 2 regulations over 3 consecutive General Assemblies, the EB is to table a motion for their removal. So that's the explanation.
Okay. CCC, did you have a point of information as well?
Yes, we do have a point of information. This is Gita from the CCC. The majority for this motion to pass is 2/3. As per the bylaws paragraph 12.13, 2.13.
I'm sorry, CCC, but you are incorrect. 2.13 is in case they don't abide by the IFMSA bylaws, but 2.14 clarifies what happens with paragraph 2.1 from Annex 2. The membership status is removed by a simple majority and will take effect immediately. So either our bylaws are not aligned and in contradiction to each other, or it's 2.14 in this case. So before we proceed to a vote, we will let CCC review it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, if anyone is unclear, in the bylaws article 2, paragraphs 213 and 214, they clarify 2 different scenarios when membership of an organization can be terminated and they're removed from IFMSA. 2.13 refer to CCC is, in my opinion, speaking about constitution and bylaws when an animal does not abide by them, while 2.14 clarifies about Annex 2, paragraph 2.1 conditions as explained by the EB. This is the reason why this motion is submitted. But we cannot proceed until we have confirmation from the CCC about the interpretation regarding the majority. So I'm going to give them a bit more so that we are sure in the process.
We have discussed, so if we can say our conclusion. Yep. So we think that for this specific case, we should go with bylaws paragraph 2.14, where it says that the majority is a simple one.
Thank you, CC. So as you all heard, this motion would pass if it reaches a simple majority. So proposed by the EB, they already explained. Do we have a seconder for this motion? Okay. I don't see any seconders. In case there is no seconder, this motion fails immediately. Okay, Swims of Switzerland.
Swims of Switzerland wants to second this motion.
Okay. Do we have any amendments to this motion? I don't see any. Do we have a direct negative? GMSA Georgia.
GMSA Georgia would like to see votes.
Okay, thank you. Do you have an alternative motion or anyone else? Yes, you not. And we're going to proceed to vote.
Yep, let's go for it. And the vote is, wait. It's open. You can vote now. We have 46 NMOs that have already voted out of 106. Now we have 62, 68, 73, and 77. 79, and I will be giving 10 more seconds for you to vote. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm closing the vote. We have 82 NMOs that have voted, 83, sorry, and the results are the following. We have 39 votes in favor, 26 against, and 18 abstentions.
Okay. Therefore, this motion passes by a simple majority, and Montenegro is immediately removed from IFMSA. That would mean that Montenegro, unfortunately, will have to ask you to, I think, leave the plenary, or as they are still a registered participant, I am not sure on that part. In any case, you are not allowed to participate in other proceedings. Further information from IFMSA VPM.
IFMSA VPM, on behalf of the IFMSA EBE, would like to notify the NMOs that we now have 140 NMOs from 130 countries as upon the end of this General Assembly. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, IFMSA VPM. Now, because we had new members, new members with voting rights, and I am not stopping the elections. So the way the elections are going to go, we're going to go through all of them, and my proposal is that we do both elections for the EB, elections for LOSO, all at the same time, conclude that, and then we announce all results together. Yes, you'll get your speaker list. And for example, when we have multiple multiple candidates for the same position, and there are multiple rounds, we will not announce results of intermediate rounds. So like you will not know the number of votes in favor of any of the particular votes until the very end, when we will announce all voting results. But this is not to influence anyone. Okay, so do we first have anything unclear with that process? Are you like, if you are against having elections for both, like finishing elections for both EB and LOSO at the same time and then announcing results, please raise your hand. And in case you do, we'll finish EB first and then separately do LOSO. Okay, so we will do both of those agenda points in a row. Now we have a speakers list. IFMSA VPA, vote EB. Anyone else for the speakers list? No. So IFMSA VPA or EB. Go.
Dear animals, through the last days we have carefully followed the candidatures, presentations, debate, and ideas of the IFMSA members that wish to become part of the IFMSA leadership and shape the future of this federation. We're proud to see so many motivated members volunteer to improve our organizations and to empower this generation of global health advocates. With the elections unfolding over the next minutes, we would like to reiterate the importance of this vote to our federation, as the animals will elect leaders who will impact the future of IFMSA during their tenure as a decision-making body. In a year's time, the very people you will be electing will be the EB who will be deliberating and debating with on IFMSA's administration, stability, and prospects. Your decision is crucial, and we ask you to exercise it with the utmost sense of responsibility and accountability. We would like to remind you that the voting should be based on the animal's thorough cross-examination of a candidate and their ideas, and we strongly encourage you to vote based on capacities and leadership demonstrated by candidates. We would like to also reiterate that vote trades or vote exchange are not welcomed in our federation. We will also invite you to respect the outcomes of the elections, as it is also a part of the democracy that our federation values. Whoever will be elected in the next few hours have the majority support from the animals and deserve a chance to prove themselves as a future IFMSA leader, and the current executive board will fully support them in their handover. Last but not least, we applaud the animals who have been highly engaged in the decision-making process so far. We also congratulate all the candidates for their efforts in the past period and keep inspiring everyone by simply running in this election. Good luck on behalf of the IFMSA EP.
Okay, thank you, IFMSA EP. So we are then gonna proceed with the votes, and we're gonna do first round for all of them. And after we're done with the first round, we are going to go with the second round, and we'll only let you know which second round we're doing, not the results of the first round, and so on and so on. In case a candidate, even though there are multiple candidates, reaches an absolute majority, the very first round, we're not hearing multiple rounds, like that person is immediately elected. First, we're gonna do a random vote that's gonna be open for 3 minutes, just to ensure that everyone that is in the room is able to vote, and we don't suddenly stop because of technical issues. I don't want to do that. So Blanca, can you open any random vote just to, and I will ask everyone to vote. After a minute and a half, I'll ask anyone that's in the room to confirm whether or not they have technical issues. So the faster you're done with this vote, the faster we can go on to the elections, but I believe this test is necessary.
The vote has been already open.
Okay, so again, this is just a test vote. This is not an election vote.
So we have 59 NMOs that have already voted. If you have any issue, let us know so that we don't need to, we won't actually wait during the elections and the votes. We have 69, 71. Now we have 75 during the previous votes, we had around 82, 83 NMOs. So let's see if the remaining ones have issues with voting.
Okay, please say if you're having any technical issues with the vote. I know that we're going to have a variance in votes between all the elections, and there is not much we can do about that. So right now we can test out the technical issues. Yeah, 82 that have voted.
Yeah, still 82.
Okay, we're going to wait for another 15 seconds and then we proceed to the actual voting.
Still 82.
Okay, so Blanca closed the vote and we're going to proceed with elections. We have 82 out of 106 that voted right now.
Yeah. Okay, the vote has been closed, so we can move on.
Okay, so first we are going with president, and please, in case any of the vote is unclear, that is a point of order for that vote, and we will restart it and make it absolutely clear so that you know all of your options. In the meantime, of course, we'll make sure that all the options are very clear and what you're voting for. So in case of president, we only have one candidate, Mohammed Al Amin Yusuf Ali from the Souk of Syria. And you will have three options: in favor, against, and abstain. Blanca, you can start the vote. I'm expecting
in the vote.
around.
Yeah, go for it.
You can go first.
Yeah, so I was saying that in the vote, you will have in favor of the name of the person, against, and abstain, okay? And in the name of the vote, you will have the position. So the vote for president is open.
We have 77 votes. We previously had 82. Please vote. We do not want to stop a vote and that you didn't have a chance to vote. That's not our intention, but at some point we also will need to stop. So as soon as you vote, the better for you. Okay, so we currently have 82 that voted. So we'll wait for about 15 seconds before we're going to close this vote. We end up having 83 votes for this motion. Blanca, you can close it.
Okay, I'm closing the vote.
So we are going to go with the next one. We have Vice President for Activities, Sahiba Maniar from MSI India. Again, we have in favor, against, and abstain. Blanca?
Yes, so as I was saying before, exactly as you see in the screen, the vote is named with the position, so VPA, and you have in favor of the name of the concrete person, against, and abstain. And the vote for VPA is open now, so you can vote.
Le alta mura e i minorenni devono rimanere in casa dalle 4.
Okay, we have 78 NMOs that have already voted out of 106. We have 80.
Okay, we still have 3 that didn't vote. Please do that as soon as possible.
'81 and 83.
Okay, we're going to close the vote in about 10 seconds, just to be sure if someone else is here. And we have 84. So, Blanca, you can close the vote now.
Yeah, we have had 84.
Moving on to the next one. For Vice President for Finance, we have Rajesh Sharma from MSS Nepal. Again, you're voted in favor, against, and abstaining. Blanca, whenever you want.
Yes, so give me a second. As we did in the previous ones, here we also have in the name of the vote, the position, so BPF. And you have in favor of the name of the concrete person, against, and abstain. And the vote for BPF is open. You can vote now. We have now 65 animals that have already voted. Now we have 78. We have 80.
This is 4 votes less than the previous time. Please get to name vote and vote. 81. If you're having technical issues, let us know so that we know to wait. But otherwise, we will need to stop in about 20 seconds, I think.
We have 81 now. Still 81.
Okay, Blanca, you can close the vote.
Okay, I'm closing the vote.
Okay, we are moving on to the next one. So now we have Vice President for Capacity Building. And this becomes a bit more complicated as you now have 2 candidates for the position. So in option 1, you will have Zainul Abdin Moutana Ibrahim Al-Badri from IFMC Iraq. Option 2 is Mohammed Osman Ghaffar Abdallah from Medicine Sudan. Option 3 is against vote, and option 4 is abstain. Are your options clear before we open the vote? If someone isn't clear, I do not have a problem with explaining. I have a problem if you don't ask and it was unclear. And yeah, I will, sorry, butcher most of your names. Okay, so Blanca, you can open the vote.
Yes. So as said before, just to clarify, the name of the vote is the position, so BPCV, and you have the options that you have here in the screen. And the vote is open. You can vote now. We have 55 NMOs that have already voted, 62. $74. $82. So we will be waiting 10 more seconds, I guess. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 84 NMOs have voted.
85 in the end. Please
85.
try to be very consistent, as we do not want to be closing the votes while you're here and able to vote. That's not our intention. But of course, we need to put in some time limits, as we do not know the exact number of people present and able to vote. We're going to move on. Vice President for External Affairs. So we're first finishing the first round, and then we will see. So for Vice President for External Affairs, it's the same process as for BPCB. So we have first option going to be Maria Inês Francisco Viva from ANA Portugal and Abdullah Rajib Al-Faji from IFMC Iraq. So, and then after you got against vote and abstain. hope everything is clear. It is exactly the same as your previous vote. Blanca, you can start.
Okay. As said already in the previous votes, you have the name of the position in the name of the vote, so BPE, and the different options as you can see in the screen. And the vote is open now. You can vote. We have 66 NMOs that have already voted. We have now 79. We have now 82, 83. 84, and we will be giving 10 more seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm closing the vote with 85 NMOs that voted. Give us 1 second. Yeah.
Ici, n'hésitez pas à être un peu les gens qui
Okay, we're going to proceed to the next one. So VPRC, our last EB position for candidates. No, there is no vote for VPRC yet, sorry. So now for, yep, there is no current vote. We were just giving a technical break for us. Okay, just 1 moment to check something. Okay, but we'll just need to create a new one for the VPPRC. But all is good. So for VPPRC, we have Mustafa Tushar Mohammed Amin Kamal from IFMC Kyrgyzstan, and we will have 3. Okay, so just gonna make the vote again for VPPRC as we had a problem with that vote.
Now it's solved.
Okay, Blanca, did you make the vote? Did you open the vote? Or you're making
No,
it?
give me 5 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, so as in the previous votes, you have the name of the position in the name of the vote, so VPPRC, and the different options that you have here in the screen. And the vote is open. Now you can vote. We have 62 NMOs that have already voted. We have 76 NMOs that have already voted. We have 79. $82.
Indonesia, you voted. Anyone else having issues? Cuban, we can close it in like 10-15 seconds. We have 83 votes right now, which is roughly our targeted sum.
Okay, so I'm closing the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, and I'm closing the vote. And 83 NMOs voted in this last one.
Okay, and we're gonna proceed now to Dorso. Well, can you do the same thing for Dorso?
Okay, I'll need 10 seconds, but you can go.
Okay, so for this one, go to the slide proposal. Omar, can you go to slide proposal? Actually, 1 second. I need a consultation before we do it.
This one?
Yeah, 1 second. Okay, so we will unfortunately not be able to do this, the process that I proposed, because, well, I realize that we're going into a different agenda point and we cannot not finish all the votes in the first agenda point and then move to the next one. So we'll have to finish the agenda point on the EB. I apologize for the confusion in that regard. And now just need to give us a second to conclude as chair team.
Busha, would you like me to stop sharing so I can edit the slides?
No, not yet. We don't need to present. We're not going to present the results yet, but we have to finish everything for the EB candidates first.
Okay.
Okay, so Blanca, you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so can you go back and go to VPCB? So the only second round we will have for the EB candidates is for VPCB, where we're having vote of confidence for Zainuddin Mutana Ibrahim Al-Badri from FMC Iraq. So you will have 3 options. Now you're voting only for like in favor of this candidate, against this candidate, or abstaining. So Blanca, whenever you want, open the vote. So right now you're still voting for VPCB. It's vote of confidence for VPCB. Just Zain as the only candidate that is in the vote of confidence.
Okay, so in the name of the vote, you will see BPCV second round, and you will have the options that you can see here in the screen. Okay, so the vote is now open. We have 56 animals that have already voted. Now we have 71. Now we have 73.
We have 81, 83.
83, yeah. So perhaps we can give 10 more seconds.
Yep, and then complete.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm closing the vote, and this vote had 83 NMOs that voted.
So we are not going to share all the results, but we are done with the votes for EB. We're going to go with LOSO first and finish voting for LOSO, and then come back to show all results. So you can go to slides for LOSO. We have 4 candidates for LOSO. One of the 5 withdrew, so therefore we're left with 4. You're going to have now 6 options. I previously explained how this election process will go, but is anyone still unclear on how the election procedure goes in this case when we have 4 candidates? If yes, I'll be more than happy to explain before we proceed to like the first round of voting, and then I'll go further. Okay, it is clear for everyone, I assume, because I don't see any raised hands. And then we're gonna go. So if one receives an absolute majority, immediately elected. If they are the 2 candidates, if there's no absolute majority, 2 candidates with the highest number of votes will proceed to the second round. And if we cannot determine those, there is a separate procedure on how to determine. So in this vote, you will have, we have 4 candidates: Sakhan Salam from FMC Kyrgyzstan, Mohammed Ibrahim Khan from FMC Pakistan, Olinka Awasede Fakurede Nimsa Nigeria, and Berkihan Erkilic from Fasemer, Romania. These are the first options, 4 options. Then we have against all of them, and then abstain. Before we proceed, again, I ask, are all options clear? Okay, so Blanca, you can open the vote.
So I'm opening the vote now. Now you can vote. We have 63 NMOs that have already voted.
Point of order. Yep, FMSA EB.
FMSA VPM, on behalf of FMSA EB, we would like to state that this is not an interim liaison officer to students' organizations.
Okay, thank you. That is in part a point of order, but it's more of a point of information. We will complete this vote and clarify this on the slide, but you are still, as General Assembly, voting on the exact same process for the liaison officers.
83 NMOs have already voted, so we will be giving 10 more seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm closing the vote. This vote had 84 NMOs that voted.
Okay. Just a moment to read the results for ourselves, and then we will. Okay, so we're now having second round for Lozo. And in the second round, we will have Ola Inca and Bertrand. Just creating the vote now. So as per the bylaws, these two reach the highest number of votes and they're proceeding to the second round. And you will have options. First option is now in favor of Ola Inca. Second option is in favor of Berkihan. Third option is against both. And fourth option is abstain. If you do not understand what is now going on, please raise your hand. I will explain again. This is not vote of confidence. One more. This is the second round. Okay, Blanca, are you ready to vote?
Yep. So I'll be opening the vote. As Nebusha just said, you have these 4 options and you will find in the name of the vote, second round, just for you to know that this is the second round for the Lozo voting. And you have now the vote open, so you can vote. Now we have 58 NMOs that have already voted. 68. 77. 79. 81. So we will be giving 15 more seconds for you to vote. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm closing the vote, and 82 NMOs voted.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, you can stop sharing now. We are done with the voting. And yes, I'm getting specific reports that on something, but you don't need to report everything. It's fine. That's why we had technical break. So we're just going to prepare the slides right now and explain how everything went regarding the voting. And we'll try to be as efficient as possible. And we are almost done. Okay, everything should be ready. So I'm going to be presenting and screen sharing at the same time. Okay. sure you can see them. Okay, so oh, sorry for the interruptions. Okay, so we finished all the voting for EB and for LOSA. We are gonna go with the first candidature for the EB, and then I will explain later on the reporting thing that happened. So for president, we had 66 votes in favor of Amin, 8 against, 9 abstentions, and Amin is elected as the president for the term 2021-22. Is Amin in the call with us?
Yes, he's here.
Do you accept the position?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations, Amin. I'm sorry if you don't have the claps right now, and congratulations again. We are moving on to the next one. For Vice President for Activities, Sahiba received 50 votes in favor, 26 against, and 8 abstentions. Sahiba is also elected as Vice President for Activities for the term 2021-2022. Is Sahiba in the call with us? If you are, please unmute yourself. Do you accept the position?
I do.
Congratulations, you're now elected as VPA.
Thank you.
Okay, and we are gonna proceed with Vice President for Finances. Just a second. In favor of Rajesh, we had 52 votes, against 25, abstain 5, and Rajesh is also elected as next Vice President for Finances in the term 2021-2022. Is Rajesh in the call with us?
Yes. Bu biraz kötü bir geç kan.
Do you accept the position?
Yes, I accept. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations, Rajesh. We're gonna go on. Next one. So in the first round for VPCB, we had in favor of Uzain 42 votes, in favor of Mohammed 31 votes, against vote 5, abstain 7. As this vote requires an absolute majority to be elected immediately, this vote required 43 votes for the absolute majority, and therefore we had to proceed to the vote of confidence, where only Zain was voted. And in the vote of confidence, Zain received 66 votes in favor, 12 votes against, and 5 abstentions, and therefore is elected as next Vice President for capacity building of 2021-22. Zain, are you here in the call with us?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Do you accept the position?
Yes, I would love to. Thank you.
Congratulations, Zain. We're going to proceed with the next candidatures. So, for Vice President for External Affairs, in the first round, Inesh received 52 votes in favor, Abdullah received 28 votes in favor, against vote we had 1, abstentions we had 4. As Inesh received absolute majority in the first round, we did not have a second round, and is elected as Vice President for External Affairs for the term 21-22. Inesh, are you here in the call with us?
Yes.
Do you accept the position?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
For the next position of Vice President for Public Relations and Communications, Mustafa received 78 votes in favor, 1 against, and 4 abstentions, and is also elected as Vice President for Public Relations and Communication. Mustafa, are you here in the call with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you accept the position?
Yes, definitely yes.
Congratulations, Mustafa. And with this, we concluded our executive board candidatures. Congratulations to all of you again. And we're gonna proceed immediately to Lozo. So in the very first round, we had 4 votes in favor of Sakhant, 14 in favor of Muhammad, 36 in favor of Olenka, 19 in favor of Berkhan, 0 against all, and 11 abstentions. As I said, the highest 2 proceed to the next round. In this case, it was Olenka and Berkhan. So in the second round, in favor of Olenka, we had 42. In favor of Berkhan, we had 28. Against vote, we had 1, and we had 11 abstentions. As the absolute majority for this vote was 42, Olenka is therefore elected as Lozo. Is Olenka here with us?
Yes, I am.
Do you accept the position?
Yes, I do.
Congratulations. So with that, we conclude our voting. And I was just double checking that I didn't make a mistake here, but indeed we have here 82 votes in total, and absolute majority is half of that plus 1, so that would be 42. And we had exact absolute majority, and we are now done with the elections for all our officials. It is very underwhelming without the claps and all the cheers. I know that, and I'm sorry for the candidates for not getting that sort of feeling as well, but I'm sure you're going to have that in the next GAs, and we're doing really great. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing now. Omar, you can continue sharing.
Yes, I'm on.
Proceed to our next agenda point. Oh, wait, before we proceed, what was all the fuss about? So, in the middle of the election process, oh my God, I knew I would mess something up. So, Olenka, you currently hold the position of an IT member, right?
Yes.
So, you first need to resign and before you can accept that position. So to follow all the procedures, do you resign from your current post?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And now, do you accept the position of Lozo?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, and thank you for CCC for pointing it out. So now that we're done with this, so what happened? So in NEMO vote, to ensure transparency, all of our votes have the possibility of everyone that voted to see the vote results afterwards. So it's not only that we have, as the ones with administrative access to the NEMO vote platform, that we are able to see the votes, but it is also all of you that voted. That goes for all the plenaries. However, in the middle of these elections, we understood that this is still there. So we had to change a couple of votes down the line to ensure that you're not able to see the votes before we can proceed. Hopefully that did not impact the election process, and I apologize for this mistake and omission, and we will ensure that it is left in the handover that during elections the votes need to be hidden on the platform as well, and not shared during the planning. But I can assure you that you are not able to see any of the votes for Lozo, at the very least, and a couple of EB ones. Okay, now that that is out of the way, we're going to proceed. So agenda item 34, special election of IFMC Supervising Council. We had no submissions. And then we have elections of the host organization for 71st March meeting General Assembly. So for March meeting 2022 General Assembly host, we only have MSA Macedonia. Okay, we have a speakers list. Okay, before we proceed with the elections, I am going to accept speakers list. I hope that it is related to this specific topic. Otherwise, I do have the ability to decline it. Okay. So please raise your raise your hands if you want to give a statement or be included on the speakers list. Medicine Sudan, Anna Portugal, Saki Kenya. Yeah, no voting cards, sadly. Okay, Medicine Sudan, you have the floor.
Hello, this is Medicine Sudan. Can you hear me well?
Yep.
Okay, so dear NMOs, this is a statement on behalf of Medicine Sudan, STEMSA Sierra Leone, METSA Rwanda, DIMSA Zimbabwe, FGMSA Ghana, GAMSA Cameroon, and MSA Malawi, AEMA Guinea, DIMSA Gambia.
We cannot hear you anymore. It's just me. Medicine, we cannot hear you. Okay, Medicine Sudan is not in the call anymore. Okay, and they're back. Medicine Sudan, you're here again. Medicine Sudan.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you now. So you can just repeat your statement.
Hello.
We can hear you, yes.
Okay, sorry, I think I was muted. Since the March meeting 2020 in Rwanda, Africa, when Northern Macedonia was elected to host the March meeting 2021, visa acquisition to this day is an issue to be addressed at all times by the organizing committee, so that other NMOs who do not have easy visa registration for the public of North Macedonia, such as those from Africa and Asia Pacific region, we know that this issue is being discussed with the authorities and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Macedonia. However, after 1 year, unfortunately, due to the pandemic times, more countries from Africa and Asia Pacific become members of IFMSA, and the IFMSA family grew. So this statement is to register the importance of this position. Today, a lot of beautiful work has been done for this, such as to build and hold a March meeting physically. So we appreciate all your efforts. As we are here today voting for our next March meeting host, we thank MEMSA Macedonia for their initiative and willing to host the next March meeting, wishing them the best of luck always. We hope that if elected, to shed the light and focus on this great issue and try to ease the process on students as much as possible, to have all of our NMOs attending the March meeting and participate in making the decisions of our federation, while enabling as much members as possible to experience the development within our General Assemblies. We all know that this year marks a great achievement of our federation, and it will be disheartening for our NMOs to miss out on attending the coming General Assembly in March 2022. So we send this statement to strongly urge the organizing committee to establish special personnels, each appointed to each region, and work along with the regional teams within those regions so as to provide constant and stable support in order to enable them to get their visas in time. Thank you so much, and we wish you the best of luck.
You mentioned Sudan. Who was next? Sorry. Anna, Portugal, you're next.
Dear IFMSA family, Now that the election period is over, we would like to read the following statement on behalf of ANEM Portugal, AMSA Austria, AX Catalonia, BVMD Germany, KMSA Qatar, IFMSA Egypt, IMCC Denmark, IFMSA Czech Republic, the NEM Brazil, CISM Italy, ELMSIC Greece, SWIMSA Switzerland, Associamed Tunisia, FASM Romania, and ANEM France. The decision to apply to ones of IFMSA's positions is hardly ever light-hearted. The dedication and time delivered to the cause, even prior to one's election, is unmeasurable, and in between all the reports of mental health struggles, it takes real passion to push through. It is always a pleasure and a joyful moment to go over the applications that reflect this passion and ensure the future of IFMSA. However, in this particular case, the joy was partially tainted by a thread of emails with the accusations of discrimination. And there can be no space for discrimination in IFMSA. This is not the organization we strive to build every day. IFMSA is built of people with so many different characteristics and from so many different cultures, regions, beliefs, genders, and backgrounds. And the thought of discrimination alone should make us shiver and revise our attitudes. Should situations like this reoccur and accusations of racism or any other form of discrimination arise, we call for a more present and interventive positioning by the IFMSA-B, TO, SUBCO, and NMOs. It is not enough to be non-discriminatory, it is necessary to act on it and be anti-discrimination. These are impactful matters, not only in IFMSA's affairs, but in the medical profession and society as a whole. Let's think globally this time and take this lesson locally for a better world. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have Saki Kenya as the last speakers list.
Thank you very much. This is Yasu Hamza from Sake, Kenya. Dear
Sorry, Mr. Kenya, I muted you by mistake instead of myself. Can you repeat?
Sorry. Okay. Yes, dear IFMSA family, Msaki Kenya would like to take this opportunity to wholeheartedly congratulate all the candidates who have been selected by the NMOs to represent and serve over 1 million medical students around the world in their respective dockets. We were inspired by your candidatures, and we look forward to seeing you sail the IFMSA journey as you implement your plan of actions. Always remember, your health is your main and first priority. This includes both physical and mental health. We must not forget that we are also part of this great federation because we carry the status of being a medical student in our respective local committees, and therefore by no means should the work of the federation precede your education and the patients you have the mandate to serve now and in the future. Always establish a work-life balance. Finally, enjoy every moment of being part of the IFMSA EB and TO, as you have many memories to build and many to create for our beloved members. To the candidates that were not selected, this is not the end of your journey in global health. You have gathered vast experiences from this great federation and have made wonderful friendships. Continue to serve your animals and the federation at large. We need you. Foster the memories you have obtained. Continue to sharpen your skills and keep shining. Once again, on behalf of the Msake Kenya Executive Board and the 5,500 medical students we represent, congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, there's a point of information from Omar.
Yes, so thank you for all those who have given statements. Just a reminder, please send them to the secretary email because for a couple of days I have not been receiving emails on the NMO server. So please send them to the secretary email and the secretary team server in addition to the NMO server. Thank you.
Thank you, Omar. As we're done now with the speakers list, we are gonna proceed with the vote in this agenda point. So we are now going to be voting for March meeting 2022 General Assembly meeting host, MSA Macedonia, and you will have 3 options: in favor of MSA Macedonia, against, and abstain. I hope everything is clear. And Blanca, whenever you can.
Yeah. So the vote is open now. Now you can vote. We have 49 NMOs that have already voted. Now we have 66. Now 72. $73. 74. Let's go. 78. 79 right now, and 80. So we will be giving 10 more seconds for you to vote. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm closing the vote. We have 80 NMOs out of 106 that have voted, and the results are the following. We have 68 votes in favor of MMSA Macedonia hosting the next March meeting, 7 against, and 5 abstentions.
Therefore, MMSA Macedonia is selected as the next hosting organization. Do we have someone from MMSA Macedonia in the call?
Yes. Yes, we're here.
Do you accept to host the next General Assembly meeting in March meeting 2022?
Yep. Yep. Of course.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so that concludes all of our motions and agenda points. Now I am going to open a speakers list, but in the meantime, is anyone submitting procedural motions for this plenary? Because I did not see any. Okay, there are still none. So are there any further statements that you want to give? Okay. Well, I hope for all of you that you will be electing officials next time in person in Panama. But for now, we are done with this elections plenary for March meeting. And since there are no further points, the plenary session number 4 is now adjourned. And you have president sessions at 15 GMT, if I'm not mistaken. So that leaves 25 minutes for a bit of a break. Blanca, you raise your hand.
Yeah, there were some suggestions here in the chat now that the plenary is over to open the mics and do like a general clap to everyone so that we can feel this emotion. So yeah, if you accept that, Nevisha, we can do that.
Yep, feel free to.
So yeah, open your mics and do a big clap to all the candidates and all the new elected people.
I mean, I love you.
Okay, well, everyone, we'll be closing the call now. Go have some food because we didn't have any break, and come back in like 20 minutes. See you soon. Bye.
Bye bye.